All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are listening to the most electrifying podcast in all. You are listening to the most electrifying podcast in all of sports radio today. You are listening to the Sportswire. Sorry about that, folks. I am actually not home right now. I'm actually at the hotel I work at because, well, quite honestly, I'm always here. But no, in all honesty, I had to work extra, and I'm actually in a room right now because I'm staying here overnight. And I had to use my laptop. I never use my laptop, so I didn't have any music loaded. That's why I had to use the actual ending theme as the start. So I apologize. We'll get back on track with you guys the next time I come live to you, which should be Wednesday, I'm hoping. Possibly. Anyways, we are here. I am here in Manchester, Connecticut. And you know what? Quite honestly, it's one of those days. It's been one of those weeks, I shall say. Today is Monday, April 18th. It's actually tax day, 2016. And we got a doozy for you today. We got some actual Dean Wild songs that I'm here that I actually had on my laptop that I'm able to play. And I just want to say something. I am thoroughly happy about where I am in life. And quite honestly, this is going to be a short show. The only reason why I say that, why I say it's going to be short, is because I'm actually feeling out of my element tonight. This is going to be the new time slot on Monday nights for the Sportswire, 8 o'clock, because starting next week from Bell to Bell will be on at 7 o'clock on our live or on our network. So at 7 o'clock next Monday, we're going to end up having From Bell to Bell. And I'm trying to get Raw on because I'm at the hotel. So let's see if we have Monday Night. That's not the channel. Trying to figure out. I don't know. There we go. Monday Night Raw. Shane McMahon is back in charge one more time. And looks like Dean Ambrose is having his episode of Ambrose Asylum. As I was saying, From Bell to Bell will be our new Monday Night Raw intro show. And that's going to be on Mondays at 7. Quite honestly, I am feeling out of my element tonight. I've been feeling out of my element all weekend. Maybe it was a mistake to even come live. But I got to talk about personal stuff right now. I got to talk about my life. I got to talk about feelings and everything. As I mentioned, I think last Monday, Desiree and I broke up. And I'm not going to berate her. I'm not going to bash her because I love her. I still through everything, I love her. And there's always this miscommunication between guys and girls. Between men and women, males and females. Some people call it male brain compared to female brain. And today I'm not even going to talk about sports. I need to kind of let you into a little bit to me and who I am and kind of how I've been feeling over the past week and a half, past week or so. I am a very emotional person. All right, so I speak with my emotions. I speak with verbal cues, obviously. Like when I'm with Desiree, I tell her to her face how much I love her and like plans that I have and memories I want to make with her, because that's how I'm truly feeling inside. Not everybody's like that. So there's a lot of time where we just don't connect. And I'm not just talking about Des and I. I'm talking about in general in relationships, male-female relationships. We don't connect. Somebody once told me, and actually was a therapist, when you're arguing, debating, thinking about something, use the I statement, like I feel. Instead of being accusatory by saying you, say I feel. Because it kind of brings it on you, on yourself, in first person. I will say that there's a lot of our breakup this time was miscommunication. And I'm not blaming it on her. I'm blaming it on me, because whereas I'm a verbal person, you want to tell me something, you want to talk to me, say it to my face. Truly say it to my face. Because that's the only way I'm going to know, is if we're talking, because text messages are cool, and it's quick talking, but it's not, how shall I say it? You could misinterpret meanings a lot. Or, and it's like, I feel a lot of that has to do with how men and women communicate. And especially nowadays with technology. I mean, before text messaging ever came about, everybody either talked on the phone, and breaking up over the phone was disrespectful. Now you've got Skype and FaceTime, and it's like you're face to face, so but you could be miles away. Breaking up over text messaging is hard. Whether it's Facebook Messenger or text or whatever, it's difficult because you want to be with the person, and I got to be honest. I need to apologize because while I've never said it to anybody, I've said it to people, but not necessarily people that were involved. I've always thought that any kind of mature, deep conversation need to be done face to face. And I thought that text messaging was almost like a cowardly way out. But you know what? It's really not. It is to a point, because you're basically saying it's basically saying you're only important for a text message. I don't want to put the time into coming to see you or even picking up the phone to hear your voice. So I can understand that. But there are some people that just can't verbalize or have the problem of being a people pleaser or have the problem of not being able to stand their ground because of whatever. But you know what, folks? I have to say this. Regardless of anything, I truly do love Desiree. And this breakup wasn't bad. It wasn't like a knockdown drag out like the last time. But it was, it was hurtful on both of our parts. It was hurtful because I misinterpreted what she was saying a lot through this relationship. Because not because it was over a text message, but because of how it was delivered and how I perceived it. Like I said, sometimes you have to communicate. The majority of a relationship is communication. Talking, even nowadays FaceTiming or Skyping or IMO or whatever it is, you got to talk. Texting is cool, but when it comes to deep relationships, you got to be face to face, hearing the voice. And in today's culture, it's very difficult to have those personal, deep conversations nowadays. I will say this, that, like I said, this is going to be a very short Sportswire episode, and I'm not even talking about sports. I want to thank Wayne Jones of Black Lion Entertainment Music Group. He's my partner in crime. He's, Black Lion is obviously sponsoring the network, which is why it's called Black Lion Entertainment and Sports Network. But you know what? I will say, I have to thank a lot of you guys, a lot of the Vinistry out there, because you guys have had my back. You guys have listened to the show. You guys have thought about everything, and really embraced it and commented and shared whatever. But you know what? Sometimes in life you got to actually look at the bigger picture. It's like maybe there's no romance there now. But I honestly want to say that I hope she's listening. I doubt she's listening. But I hope that somebody could tell her to listen, or somebody could, I don't know, listen to it on demand or whatever. The fact is, I truly am happy being in love with Desiree, whether or not her heart is there. And I know that might piss off some people, but when you meet the woman who you give your heart to instantaneously, it's like I gave her my heart last summer, and while I screwed up last summer, I never got my heart back from her. That's why when we started talking again, and we made it official in February, but when we started talking again, all those old feelings, all that old connection stuff came back, because she had my heart all the way back from last June. And while I really truly feel that, in the end we'll end up together, it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow. And there's a lot of stuff that's behind the scenes as well. There's a lot of stuff there, and I'm not going to go into it because this is not the place for it. But I'm struggling even to do 15 minutes tonight because of where I'm at. Like I said, I'm not myself. I don't feel like talking about sports right now. I just had to kind of come on to vent and to kind of give some life lessons, I guess. I've been through a lot. This may be a therapy for me, a therapy session for me. I can't. I just haven't gotten my heart back. Who knows if it'll ever come back? Who knows if we'll ever be together? Who knows if, God only knows. I have to leave it to God. But, the fact is, I want to tell you guys out there that, you know what? You just have to be patient. Patience is not my strong suit. It never has been. God is working on me about it. But, it's still one of those things where you need to have patience. In a relationship, you need to have patience. You need to have understanding. You need to just have that kind of love and consistency. Because love is not always a reasonable choice. But when you give your heart to somebody, you stick with it. Like I told Des last night in a text, you have my heart and I'm not taking it back. Like I said, I'm struggling for it tonight. I thought I was all ready for it, but this week has weighed on me completely. So I'm going to end the Sportswire now. I'm sorry if you tuned in and all you heard was me blabbing about my personal life, but again, I'm sorry. So I'm going to try to do something else on Wednesday if I have enough time to get things together. Maybe Thursday, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you soon on the Sportswire. I'm not even going to play the ending music. Have a good night, folks.